Oh, okay. Good evening to one and all. Okay, so I think most of the people has joined the session. Okay, so the thing is, yesterday we have seen the topics of Hive. So we have almost completed all the topics. Okay, only some of the topics are remaining. What are those topics? Are Hive? Okay, user defined functions. Okay, Hive UDFs. Okay, this is the only topic which is remaining. Okay, but I think time is not there because it will take some time to cover that. Anyway, we will be explaining you when I'm explaining the project maybe tomorrow. Okay, what is Hive UDFs and all. Okay, so that is the only topic which is remaining. And even I told you how to create how to execute the scripts using how to execute the queries using uh, command like command prompt. Okay, even I shown you that. Okay, so what is the command used to execute the script from an SQL? It means from command. Suppose if you keep your query in an SQL script, what is the command to execute it? Any idea? Yesterday I told you, right? What is the command to execute the query which is there in the SQL file? What is the command I told you? End of the class I told you one command, right? Did anyone remember that? Shell script, yes. Okay, that is shell script, sir. And I told you, yes, exactly. Hive hyphen f. Okay, hive hyphen f and script name. That is the command which I. So, guys, I will be giving you a small assignment. Okay, try to do it. So, first, what you will be doing now? Create a table in MySQL. Okay, create a table in MySQL. Okay, create a table in MySQL. Okay, so with the schema same as taxation file which I have placed in the drive. I have placed a taxation file similar to that. You create a table, okay, in the MySQL and load the data into the MySQL. Okay, load the data into the MySQL. Understood, right? First create the table, then after creating the table with taxation schema, and then load the data into the into the particular table. Okay, into the MySQL table. This is nothing but MySQL table. Okay, let us assume the table which you are creating in MySQL is MySQL taxation table. This is the table which you are which you created in your MySQL. Okay, then the second step is load the data into this table. Okay, from the file. MySQL taxation. How to load the data from a file to the table? It's almost similar to the way we do in Hive. Okay, how we will do it? Load data local in path. Similarly, you will be doing in MySQL. Check the syntax in the internet. Okay, so if you don't know, let me know. Okay, so what are the first step? First step is create a table in MySQL. Okay, with the schema same as taxation file. Okay, so that let us assume the name of the particular table is MySQL transaction. Okay, then the second step is load the data which is there in your local in a file taxation file into the table. From the file you load the data into this MySQL table. Okay, here only table schema is created but data is not loaded. So second step, load the data into the MySQL. Third step, do the scooping. Okay, do the scoop import. Okay, so what you will do, you need to import MySQL taxation table to the HDFS under a particular directory, under a directory. This is the third step. Okay, you need to import the table MySQL taxation, that particular MySQL table. You need to import the table into the HDFS under a directory. Now, once after the data got imported to the HDFS directory, create a Hive external table on top of it. Okay, create a high versional table on top of it. Means you need to create a external table on top of the directory. Okay, on top of the directory you need to create the file. I need to create the table. So all the data which is present into this all the data which is present inside this directory, there will be multiple part files. Okay, so those data will be coming inside this Hive external table. Clear everyone? So this is the fourth step, and the fifth step is create partitions. You can create dynamic partition. Okay, and after that create bucketing on the same table. Means you need to create partition, and you need to create bucketing on the same table. Okay, so this is the first assignment. Okay, which if you try to clear this, try to do this assignment. So once after doing this assignment, keep everything in a shell script. Okay, keep what are all the things which you did, keep everything in the shell script and trigger this shell script. Okay, you need to trigger the shell script. Okay, so what will happen? What and all you did manually, everything will be done automation. Okay, everything. Whenever you trigger the shell script, what will happen? A table need to be created. Okay, the data need to be loaded. Then the third step, the scoop import need to be done. Fourth step, Hive external table need to be created. Okay, and that once the external table is created, the data will be loaded. Then immediately partitions has to be created. So this and all has to be done through the shell script. Okay, okay, this is the assignment. Okay. This is the assignment 2, and this is nothing but the assignment 1. Okay. Here, okay, this is nothing but the assignment 1. Okay, this is nothing but assignment. This is assignment 2, and even you can create one more same shell script, and you can automate it. Okay, using autosys, using a scheduler called autosys. Okay, so guys, try to do this too. Okay, so this almost is a kind of mini project. Okay, so try to do this and let me know if you are facing any issues. Okay, so that if you do this successfully, then you are almost understood each and every concept of big data. Understood everyone? Understood with the assignment, right? Okay, it's not compulsory. So just the thing is, it's a kind of thing which you can help you to learn more. Okay, yes, you can be able to create MySQL in CloudX Lab only. Yes, Anuj, you can create that. Okay. Yes, so you need to create the table in MySQL, and then you need to put it in HDFS. How you need to put it in HDFS? Using Scoop. I think I already explained you what is meant by Scoop in my classes. Okay, so just use that particular thing and just move the data from local, in the sense from RDBMS to HDFS. So once the data comes into the HDFS, then you need to create a Hive table on top of the directory. Okay, so once the data, suppose let us assume you have moved this MySQL taxation under a directory like this. Okay, like user Mithun. Okay, assignment 1. Okay, under this directory you have moved the data. Let us say there is a part file, part 1. Okay, so the thing is, you need to create Hive table on top of this directory, on top of this directory. Okay, on top of this directory you need to create the external Hive table. So what will happen? What are all the data present in the part file will comes into this table, external Hive table. Then you can start creating partitions, bucketing, all those things. Okay, so these are all the 2 assignments, guys. Try to complete it. Okay, try to complete it. So we'll see. Okay, if you face any issues, then we can see that. Okay, clear? Understood everyone? Understood with the assignment? Or do you want me to explain one more time? Okay, and that is the first assignment. First assignment is a BTC, and the second assignment is the shell script. Okay, keep everything in a shell script and try to trigger the shell script. Okay, just explore it in internet and try to do that, guys. It's very important thing if you are moving your career into the IT industry. Okay, shell script plays the major role. Nothing, you need to keep all these commands in a shell script and execute it. Okay, Clear, everyone? Understood? Just a moment. Yes, sir. It's a bash shell script, sir. You can run it on bash shell script. Yeah. Initial script. Yeah. Maximum we will do it in bash. Okay. So try to do that, sir. You can see here bash shell script. Okay. So try to execute that in bash shell script. So if it is done, then it's a good thing that you almost understand the flow of big data. Okay. So how the big data flow will be there, that is just I have given in the form of assignment. Okay. Assignment and assignment. Why I have given assignment to, this is almost the way which we will do it in our real time. Okay. In real time, we will never execute one by one. We will execute only through shell scripts. Okay. So in order to understand that, right, you need to do the first assignment. Then this first assignment is successfully completed, then just go for the second assignment. Okay. I hope it is clear. So if you have any doubts, just ping me back, I will explain you. Okay. Okay, so we have done with the hive. Okay, so almost we have completed the hive. And the second thing which we are going to now, we are going to see HBASE. Okay, this is nothing but NoSQL database. Okay, so why I'm telling NoSQL database, you need to understand what is meant by NoSQL database. Okay, so that tomorrow I will be explaining you maximum, maybe tomorrow I will be explaining you the project. Okay, it's a kind of use case which we did in our which did in our assignment. Okay, so in our companies which I did, I have designed a similar kind of use case that involves HBase also, because HBase plays a very important role. Okay, where in your IT industry, whether if you choose your path in big data. Okay. Understood, everyone? Okay. Now we will see what is meant by NoSQL database. Okay. Any doubts? Anyone? Yes. Okay. Okay. So guys, and can anyone tell me what is meant by NoSQL? NoSQL database. What is the exact meaning of NoSQL database? Okay. So how does the relationship referral integrity? Okay. In Hive, graphical user interface, you can use Hue Basker. Okay. Yes. So anyway, we will see it in the end, Bhaskar. Okay, we will continue the HBase. Okay. Yeah. Fatima, it's good. It's not only SQL. Okay, it's a not only SQL. And other thing is we don't have schema. Okay, and we will call it as a dynamic schema. Okay, and yes, exactly. We will call that particular thing as a dynamic schema. Okay. So what is NoSQL database is nothing but it's a non-relational data management system. Okay, which it does not require any fixed schema. That is called NoSQL database. Simply, you can call the NoSQL database as a non-relational DBMS. Okay, we don't have any relation. You don't have a fixed schema. The main usage of going to NoSQL, sir, why MySQL transaction mention? Means in the sense in the document you are asking me, sir, in this sir, you're asking. Okay, so nothing, sir. What I'm going to tell, just create a table. See, we have something called as taxation file. In the taxation file, you have somewhere around 97,000 records. Okay, so what I'm telling now, just create a table with the schema. Okay, with the schema, you can see this is the schema. Okay, just go to Hive. Okay, just go to partitions. Okay, okay. So this is nothing but the schema, sir. Okay, so this is almost the schema. So just create a table like this. Okay, but we don't have string in MySQL. What is the in place of string? What you will have? You will have varchar. Okay, so like that, you create a table with this schema, which is matching MySQL. Okay, so first create the table MySQL transaction table. Then after creating the table like this, you need to load the data. Okay, you need to load the data from a file which is present in your local path. File which is present in the local path. Where you will place the file, you can see here. If you give ls-lrt, okay, you can see there is a taxation txns. How to move the file from my desktop to this means through WinSCP. I already showed you how to move the file from your desktop to your local. So place the txns in your desk, in your local, means in your CloudX lab terminal. Okay, then create a MySQL table, load the data into the MySQL table. Okay, then after loading the data into the MySQL table, do the scoop import. Then after doing the scoop import, okay, create a Hive table on top of it. That's what, sir. That's what I can. That's the thing I have explained you. Just for the explanation wise, I just told you this is sample table. Table name. It's a table name. Okay, this is what the table name you can create in MySQL. Understood, sir? Or you want me to explain one more time? Okay. So this is what about the previous assignment. Okay. So just a moment. Okay. So this is about Apache HBASE. Okay. So I told you what is meant by NoSQL. NoSQL is nothing but a non-relational database management system. Okay. So nothing but it don't requires any fixed schema. Okay. Processing all data types. Okay. Okay, so it don't requires any fixed schema. So what traditional RDBMS use? Traditional RDBMS uses SQL syntax, right? To store the data and to retrieve the data from the database. Okay. Instead, NoSQL database system will use a wide range of database technologies. Okay, which it will be helpful for us to store all kinds of data. It can store structured data. It can store semi-structured as well as unstructured data also. Okay, so that's the reason we will use NoSQL databases. Okay, that's the reason mainly we will go for NoSQL databases. And why there is a more importance for NoSQL database means the why the concept of NoSQL database came into the picture. Okay, it's only became very popular because of IT giants like Google, Facebook. They use it to store huge volumes of data. Okay, so the thing is, once they are holding huge volumes of data, keeping the data is okay, but the thing is, while retrieving the data, it takes, suppose if you use traditional RDBMS, it will take more time. So, but if you store the data in NoSQL databases, the response time will be very fast. But if the same thing, if you use in traditional RDBMS, if you place massive volumes of data in the traditional RDBMS, the system becomes very slow and the response becomes very slow. At the time of retrieving the data, maybe your system may get timed out. Okay, so that's the reason. And one more important thing which one more important thing to go for NoSQL databases, it's because of scale up. Okay, we can easily scale up the cluster. Why? Because it's nothing but always we use NoSQL databases in big data. So since in big data is nothing but we are using clusters. So since we are using clusters, it's a kind of we can easily scale our clusters. Okay, so that's what how why we are going for traditional, why we are going for NoSQL instead of traditional RDBMS means. So NoSQL database is used for faster reading and faster writing. Even you can place the data and you can write the data, and the most important reason for going for NoSQL is because of scale up option. It will be there because since you are using NoSQL with big data. Okay, the thing is you can easily scale up your cluster. Okay, so that will be very easy. So the thing is you can able to store huge volumes of data. Clear? Everyone understood? And one more most important thing, it will NoSQL database will never follow relational model. Okay, it won't have any tables. Okay, with the fixed column records. Okay, one table can have 5 records, another table can have 10 records. Okay, so that's how you can have different data present in the different columns. Means in the sense it's a dynamic schema. Okay, it's a dynamic schema, and easily you can update the records in NoSQL databases. That's why I told you, right? Writing will be very easy in NoSQL databases. Okay. Clear? Understood, everyone? Some, what is this JSON type? Key value pair. Yeah, it's a columnar database. HBASE is nothing but a columnar database. What is the JSON type? I didn't understand, Sohail. What is meant by that? Yeah, we can store unstructured data. Yeah, we can store unstructured data, whatever, even that's what, right? See, I told you, even we can use this particular NoSQL databases for storing structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data, right? So JSON belongs to semi-structured. So even we can hold semi-structured data also. Okay. So even we can hold semi-structured data also. So what are all the types of data NoSQL databases available? Okay, you can see there are 4 types of NoSQL databases available. What is the first type? It's nothing but key value pair. Okay, key value pair based. This is the data type. This is the first NoSQL database, and one of the another most important thing, column oriented graph. Okay, a column oriented database. Okay, and graphs based database, and nothing but document oriented database. Okay, document oriented database.
పచ్చడి తీసుకురాండి ఉసిరికాయ వద్దు మ్యాంగో తెచ్చుకో నిమ్మకాయ
Yes, yeah. All this constitutes the different kinds of databases. Okay.
నిమ్మకాయ పచ్చడి
Sorry, I muted because I'm getting some disturbance, so I have muted the other participants. Okay. So if you have any questions, please unmute it and you can ask me. Okay. Okay. So first one is nothing but the key value pair based database. So nothing but the data will be stored in the form of key value pairs. What is the example for that, guys? What is the example? Any idea? In which file we will be storing the data in the form of key value pairs? Okay, it's a kind of okay, yes. So it's JSON. Okay, you can keep the data in the form of key value pairs, JSON. Okay, so even blobs, binary large objects, so everything you can place in the form of key value pairs. Okay, so the thing is the data will be stored in the form of key value pairs. So why it is done means, so it is designed in such a way, like once you keep the data in the key value pairs, you can handle lots and lots of data. Okay, it is the most basic NoSQL database example. Okay, so the thing is the data will be easily placed in the form of key value pairs. Okay, so what are the examples for this kind of databases means DynamoDB. Okay, DynamoDB, Redis. Okay, they will be based on the key value pairs. Okay, so means the data will be placed in the NoSQL database in the form of key value pairs. What is the example for this means DynamoDB. Okay, this is the most famous DynamoDB which we use for key value pairs. So why we are using for key value pairs? So the thing is like the key value pairs, why we keep in key value pairs means it will help the developers to store the data in a schema-less format. Okay, this will be used mostly in shopping websites. Okay, online shopping. So all the data can be stored in the form of key value pairs. Okay, so in the sense even Amazon uses this DynamoDB. Okay, Amazon uses this DynamoDB. In that particular DynamoDB, you can keep all your data in the form of key value pairs. Why we are keeping the data in the form of key value pairs means once you keep the data in key value pairs, you can hold huge amounts of data. Why? Any reason why? Why? Because as the name itself, their key value only data will be there. Schema won't be there. Okay. So the thing is, you can easily maintain the data. So that's the reason. So just you can keep the data in the form of JSON format. You can keep the data in the form of XML. You can keep the data in the form of binary large objects. Okay, anything you can do. This is called example is DynamoDB, Redis DB. So if you have say, DynamoDB, Redis, okay, Redis DB. So these two belongs to key value pair based. Okay, understood everyone what is meant by key value pair? So if a particular DB is designed in such a way like it will allocate in the form of key value pairs, then that is called as, yes sir, it's JSON format. It is called as the Dynamo. It is called as the key value pair based NoSQL DB. Okay. So and the next thing, ours own, which is called as column oriented. So why we are calling it as column oriented? Any idea why we go for column oriented? Why we go for column oriented? Why column oriented is very fast when compared to the row based? Any idea? Any answers? Scanning time less? Yes, sir. The retrieval means in the sense like traversing time will be less. Okay, it's almost same. Okay, scanning time or traversing time. So why I will tell you this? Why we are going for column oriented and why column oriented will be very good for NoSQL databases. Let us say, okay, you have a data like this: 1, Sai, 30. Okay, 2, Harish, 3, Sairam, 28. 6, just I'm just giving you Santosh, and just you can say 30. Okay, 32, 38, something like that. Okay, so now we have a data like this. Okay, so these are all the records and this is stored in the form of a table. Now how row oriented storage looks like, I will just tell you how row oriented storage looks like. So how row oriented storage, so the data will be stored in the form of below manner. Okay, how na? 1 Sai 30, 2 Harish 25, 3 Sairam 27, 28, Haran 29, 5 Charles 25, like this. Okay, so it will be stored in the form like this. Okay, but if how it looks in column oriented. Okay, column oriented, I will just, this is the above one is nothing but row oriented, and now I'm going to show you the column oriented. Okay, so how the column oriented looks like? Okay, it looks like this. All the columns will first come once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then all next second column will come first. Sai, okay, Harish, okay, Sairam, okay, Haran, okay, Charles, and Santosh. Okay, and third column will come first. What is the third column? Okay, so 30, 25, 28, 29, 25, 38. Okay, so this is how the row oriented storage looks like, and this is how the column oriented storage looks like. So okay, fine. So this is how the data gets stored in row oriented storage, and this is how the data gets stored in column oriented storage. What is the difference, guys? Then why it is column oriented is getting more fast? The thing is, suppose if you want to select sum of salary or sum of age from table name. Okay, So like that, let us take, you need to sum the salary, you need to sum the age. Okay, so for all the people, so what you need to do, suppose let us take, first go for row oriented storage. So what will happen, it need to sum the age. So first it will go this is not the age, this is not the age, then it will traverse to third element, this is the age, then it will keep it aside, then it will go to 2, then it will go to Harish, it is not the required format, then it will go to 25. So in order to get to the next value, it will take some time, traversing time will take place, right? Okay, so from 30 to move to 25, it will take some time, again it will take 30 and 25 aside, then it will go to 3, then it will go to Sairam, then it will go to 28. So this will come aside. So you can see like there is a traversing time, the traversing time will be wasted in row oriented storage. But if you take column oriented storage, straight away it will go to age column, and immediately you can see all the columns will be there in the form of linear fashion. So what will happen, 30 plus 25, 28, 29, 25, 38, finally everything will be added at once, you will get the result. So the reason is nothing but aggregations will be very easy in column oriented storage. That's the reason you will go for, if you are storing huge amounts of data, then we will go for column oriented storage. Clear? Retriever will be fast, at the same time the data aggregations, manipulations will be very easy in column oriented storage. That's the reason we will be going for column oriented storage when compared to row oriented storage. So this is how the data will be stored in the hard disk. This is how the data, if you keep the data, if you just use the row oriented storage, the data will be stored like this in the hard disk. If you want to store the data in column oriented storage, it will be stored like this. So for doing the aggregations, column oriented storage will give you the better performance when compared to the row oriented storage. Understood everyone, what is the difference between column oriented, row oriented? Every time I use it to tell, right, like column oriented is very fast when compared to row oriented. So this is the reason, guys. Okay, this is the reason. Understood everyone, this is very important. Okay, this is very important if you want to go it. So the thing is, traversing time will be reduced if you go for row column oriented storage. Okay, so that is called column oriented database. And what is the example of column oriented database? Nothing but, what is the example, guys? Our HBase. Okay, our HBase comes under column oriented. Okay, so and it is almost similar to, we will even call this as a big Google big table. Okay, so Google big table, see, in the sense every column is treated separately. Okay, every column is treated separately, which I have shown you, right? So the thing is, they will deliver very high performance while doing the aggregations. Okay, order, what is meant by aggregations means, what are meant by aggregations? Sum, count, average, minimum, max, all these things. These are all called as aggregations. While doing the aggregations, okay, the data will be readily available in the column wise. Okay, so that's the reason column-based NoSQL databases are widely used in the data warehouses, or mainly will be used in the big data projects. Okay, so what are all the example of column-based NoSQL databases means? HBase and Cassandra. Okay, HBase and Cassandra. Okay, so even we have something called as hyper table, which we won't use it. Okay, so the thing is, but almost similar, HBase and Cassandra, but the thing is, HBase is less available, okay, and Cassandra is highly available. Anyway, we will discuss that point also. Right now, I am just explaining you what is the different types of databases. So what is key value pair based? Key value pair in the sense column oriented graphs. Okay, so key value pair means data will be stored in the form of key value pairs. Examples is DynamoDB and Redis DB. Okay, so if you are storing the data in key value pairs, you can retrieve the data very fast. Okay, that is the reason. And column oriented, nothing but aggregations will be very easily, retrievals will be very easily. Okay, why? Because the data will be readily available in the form of column wise. Okay, you can see here, that's why I show you, right? The data will be readily available in the column wise. Simple as that. Understood everyone? Okay, so this is nothing but the row oriented storage, and this is nothing but a column oriented storage. Okay, so and what is the examples of this column oriented storage? HBase, Cassandra. Okay, So which is used to store the semi-structured data, unstructured data, even you can call it like structured data also you can store, anything you can store in the both things. But the only difference is HBase is less available, means in HBase you will have something called as HMaster. So if HMaster is down, HBase will be completely unavailable. Okay, but Cassandra will be always highly available. Okay, Cassandra will be always highly available. Understood, everyone, till this? What is meant by column oriented data, column oriented database and all? Okay, clear? Any doubts? Okay, so and nesting is nothing but graph based. Okay, so nothing but what is graph based processing? Okay, okay, so what is meant by graph based processing? You can see here. So what is that? Couch DB. Yeah, we will see that, sir. What is meant by couch DB and all also we will see that. Okay. So if you go for there is thing graph DB, so graph, the data will be present in the form of graphs. Okay, the data will be present in the form of graphs. Means a graph type database store will be present here. In the sense, the thing is you can able to the entities, right, which is present in the NoSQL will be stored in the form of graphs. Okay, so in the sense you can see here, suppose you can move to the data like this, so D1, S1, S2, V3. So in a graphical manner you can retrieve the data. Okay, these are all the examples. This is nothing but the graph DB, but mostly we won't be working on graph DB, guys. Okay, so because I never worked on graph DB. Maybe in another applications they might be working, but the only thing is when we will go for graph DB means if you want to there will be particularly you will have some particular what do you say, use cases where the data will be present in the form of graphs, so you need to do the graph kind of processing. Okay, so mostly they will be used for social networks or logistics. Okay, so in that particular fields the graph based databases can be used. Okay, so examples is nothing but orient db, flock db, infinite graphs. Okay, so all these are examples of graph based databases. Okay, so if the data is present in the form of graphs, then these graph based dbs are very useful for processing the data. Okay. Yes, sir. Linked representation, exactly. Yeah, the data, the linked representation will be used to connect to the different data present in the files. Okay, you can see here D1, S1, S2, V3. So like this, the data will be linked. The linked data will be easily processed using graph DBs. Okay. So this is also one of the examples. And what are all the examples of graph-based databases? Is nothing but this is the thing. Uh, infinite graph. So DB, flock DB. Okay. So these are all the examples. Okay, but a one person cannot work on all the databases. Maybe he may get a chance to work on simple one or two databases. Okay. So on what is document oriented? So document oriented, I think most of the people might be seeing daily. What is the example of document oriented? Anyone? Can anyone answer me that question? You can have you learn if you have you gone through Elasticsearch. So it's nothing but before completing the sentence, you will get the output. Okay, just to see here. mm, you can see I'm giving just J and T, and you can see there are results coming here. So this is nothing but Elasticsearch. Before completing the word itself, your results it will be keep on getting. So this is nothing but document search. We will call it as a document search, full document search. Okay, it's similar to that of the Google search, guys. Okay, means whenever we type something on Google, it will start filtering before we complete the word. Okay, so that is called Elasticsearch simply, and that Elasticsearch is belongs to the document, full document search. It will be doing that. It will be searching in the form of documents wise. Okay, it will be searching in the form of documents wise. Clear? Understood, everyone? This is called as Elasticsearch. Yeah, collaborative filtering. Yeah, we can give any. We can give the names, or maybe collaborative filtering also we can give. Why? Because it will be taking. It will be searching the data based on the collaborative nature. Okay, you can give like that. Okay, so this is the most powerful SQL DB which mostly people are using nowadays. Okay, why? Because it is simply right before giving the completing the sentence itself, it will do the full document search. Okay, so what are all the things is related to that particular thing, it will be giving you. Okay, so that is nothing but the elastic search. Okay, full document. Okay, it's nothing but full document search which we will be using in our DBs, but it will be highly useful. Like what is the example for this is, you can have the famous one, which is nothing but Elasticsearch and MongoDB. Okay, MongoDB, CouchDB, all these things will be belong to this particular famous document-oriented DBMS systems. Okay, and even you can call it as Amazon DB, Amazon Simple DB. Okay, even they will use this. Why? Because it's a kind of they will be based on the full document search. Before completing your sentence itself, your document will start searching. Okay, so mostly where you will be using this, it will be you will be using this particular DBs in okay, like maybe blogging platforms, real time analytics, e-commerce applications. Okay, so all these particular fields you will be using this full document set. Okay, I understood everyone. So this is how it will goes. Guys, this is are all the different types of NoSQL DBs available. Key value pair based, column oriented graphs, graph based, document oriented. Okay. So of all this, what is the main thing which we are going to see? HBASE. HBASE is our column oriented graph. Why we are going for column oriented graph? Because we are working on data analytics. Okay. We are working on data analytics. Okay. That's the reason we will go for this particular DB. Understood, everyone? Till this clear, everyone? Okay. So the main thing you need to learn why column oriented is very good when compared to the row oriented. Okay. Clear? Okay. So and what is the next thing? We can go. Okay, this is this and all we completed. And what is the characteristics of NoSQL? Okay, so we need to know the characteristics of NoSQL, guys. These characteristics of NoSQL will be same for most of the NoSQL DBs. Okay, so if you are using a NoSQL DB, it need to follow this particular characteristics. So what is the characteristics? First one is dynamic schema. Okay, so I already told you n number of times what is a dynamic schema. So on the spot, we can define the column names. Okay, on the spot, we can define the schema details. Okay, so immediately we can able to define the column names as well as the schema details. Anyway, I will be showing you the hands-on session how to create a HBase table and how to put the data into the HBase table. It's very simple, guys. It's very simple when compared to the traditional RDBMS. Okay, so that is called as the dynamic schema. Dynamic schema is nothing but okay. So dynamic schema is nothing but it's the place where you can able to dynamically you can put your schema. So that is the first point which we discussed now. And second thing is nothing but auto sharding. What is meant by auto sharding? Auto sharding is nothing but partitioning. Okay. First characteristic is done. Okay. What is the first characteristic? What is the first characteristic is nothing but dynamic schema. Okay, this is already done on the spot. On the spot, you can able to create your schema. So what is the second thing? Nothing but auto sharding. Okay, what is auto sharding? Nothing but auto partitioning. Okay, so sharding is nothing but partitions. Okay, so automatically once you keep the data, partitions will be created by it automatically. No, no. Why we need to? No, no. It's not like that, Bhaskar. No need to convert. Okay, the SQL to NoSQL. Okay, it's completely different. Okay, we won't be converting SQL to NoSQL. There is no use of converting that. Okay, we will see that. Okay, while going inside and how you will be able to see how what is the uses of this. Okay. Okay. So auto sharding. So auto sharding is nothing but the auto partitioning means. Let us say you have 200 records. Okay. Let us take you have 200 records. Okay, so what will happen means once you keep the 200 records in the HBase, auto partition will happen. Okay, auto partition will happen. So what is meant by auto partition? Simply 100 records will go to one partition and another 100 records will go to another partition. Okay. So 100 records will go to one partition, another records go to another partition. So suppose you have something around 1 million records. So what will happen? 50-50 will go to another. So it depends upon the partitions. Okay. So how many number of partitions will be decided by the what is it? I will be telling you on what basis the partitions will be created. Everything I will be telling you. Okay. So by the time being, just see what is meant by auto sharding. So auto sharding is nothing but the auto partition. Okay. So this is what about auto sharding. This is the second property. Okay, guys, this is very important property. The main reason we are going for one of the main reason for going for NoSQL is nothing but auto partitioning. Okay, so automatically your data will be partitioned and will be saving in the different nodes. Okay, as I told you, you will have a different node because you may have multiple nodes cluster. So what will happen once you give the data, automatically it will be partitioned and it will be saving in the different nodes of the cluster. Okay, so that is called as auto partition. Okay, and what is nothing but another nothing but replication. Okay, so you can see here replication. What is the replication, guys? I think you already know, right? Replication is nothing but a duplicates. Okay, so we have a replication of data in all NoSQL databases. Okay, we have replication of data in all NoSQL databases, and even in HBase also we have a replication of data. Whatever data you place in the HBase, you will have a replication. Okay, so the thing is, the entire replication details will be there in the H file. Okay, H file replication have something called as HL replication. In that only you will be having the replication details. How many times your data will get replicated, that they don't have any default value. Okay. So you can see depending upon the file that admins will decide how many kinds of replications they need. Okay. So they will be placing in that H file replication. Understood? These are all the first three properties. First one is the dynamic schema. Second one is the auto sharding. Third one is the replication. Okay. And what is nothing but integrated caching? So let's see. I think this integrated caching. Any idea what is meant by integrated caching? Anyone can guess? What is meant by cache? What is meant by cache? Okay. Yes, faster processing, or you can call it as a in-memory processing. So nothing but integrated caching means the processing will happen in in-memory. Okay, processing will happen in in-memory. Yes, exactly, sir. Memory. Okay. Yes, so that is called integrated caching. So nothing but process will be happening in memory. Okay. What is the major important thing? You won't have joins. Okay. So why you won't have joins? So why it will reduce the cost. Okay. So why it will reduce the cost, guys? If you have joins, what will happen? The data need to be shuffled, right? So in NoSQL databases, you don't need any joins. Okay. So joins are not possible in HBase. Okay. So guys, again I'm telling, NoSQL database is not for joining. It is only for storage and it is only for retrieval. And that is that faster retrieval. Okay. It is only for storage and it is only for faster retrieval. Got it, everyone? Understood? Clear, right? These are all the guys. These are all the five properties, and these five properties are similar to the properties which we see in Cassandra. Okay, so even Cassandra is also having the similar properties. Okay, so don't have any much difference. Okay, we don't have much difference between the properties between here and Cassandra. The only difference comes in cap theorem. Okay, so I hope you are. I already told you what is meant by cap theorem. Okay, so what is meant by cap theorem, guys? Here there is some what do you say, like misinformation I have kept here. So just I will explain you cap theorem. But anyway, I have explained you here what are all the different types of databases and examples. Okay, HBase. Okay, HBase will not comes under availability. Okay, where I keep the HBase. Okay, good. So HBase will comes under consistency and partitioning. Okay. So the thing is, I told you, right, what is meant by cap theorem? CAP. So first nothing but C is nothing but consistency. A is nothing but availability and P is nothing but partition. Okay. So what is meant by consistency? Yeah, only whatever the database they designed, they will design based on this cap theorem. No particular database will satisfy all the three properties. Okay, only two properties only will be satisfied. Okay, in database world, only two will be satisfied out of three. Okay, so what is consistency? Let us say we are doing some process and we are saving some data in the database. So maybe mostly in SQL we will do that, right? So if some other person also working on the database and doing and saving the data, and he is using the same table what I am using. So the thing is, let us assume I am using one particular table customer. Okay, even my colleague also using the table. I have just a millisecond back, I have updated my table, some record. Okay, let us take there is a employee ID with one, and his salary is 10 20,000. I updated his salary to 30,000 just millisecond back. Okay, so my colleague is also working on the same table. Once he gives select star from table where ID equal to 1, immediately he can see that change of data. Immediately you can see employee 1 salary as 30,000. He won't see 20,000 because even within a second, millisecond itself, he can able to see the updated data. That is called as consistency. So consistency is nothing but immediately we can see the process update. Okay. Once you update 100 milli records also, immediately within a minute of time you can see the process update. Understood? Clear? That is called consistency. Okay, so HBase will have consistency. Okay, and what is meant by availability, what is meant by availability? I think this everyone knows. If one node goes down in NoSQL DB, other node will take it up. That may be a master node or that may be a standby node something, but in HBase we have only one master node which is called as HMaster. Okay, so that HMaster is nothing but the master node. So in HBase, if master goes down, there is no mechanism like another node will take care of it. HBase availability will be missed. That's the reason availability will be missing in HBase. That is the only reason. Okay, that is the only reason we won't be using HBase in our projects. Mostly, if a particular banking projects are there, in that banking projects they won't go for HBase. They will go for Cassandra. Okay, why? Because Cassandra is highly available, whereas HBase is not that much highly available. Okay, so HBase availability will be missing because of HMaster. There is only one HMaster, guys. If HMaster goes down, then there won't be any availability. Okay, so that's the reason. Mostly HBase can be used in any retailing websites, all those things. Okay, even Facebook also uses it. That's what every database I told you, right? It have its advantages as well as disadvantages. What is the disadvantages of HBase means lack of availability. Okay, understood everyone. And but if you take so let I will explain you the next process, partitioning. Okay, so partition is nothing but partitions. Okay, I told you, right, what we create. Okay, and even it will create replications also. So partitioning will be, so that's the reason in HBase we have partitions will be automatically created and replications will be created. So HBase will satisfy consistency as well as partitioning, but availability will be missing. Okay, but availability will be missing. But if you take Cassandra, it is satisfying partition and availability, but consistency will be missed in Cassandra. Why? Because, guys, anyone might have observed, because most of the people might have used Facebook. Okay, so in Facebook you can see, right, uh, I think most of the people might I observed or not. Let us take suppose you will open your Facebook and you can see a particular picture. Under the picture, you can see some there are 10 likes, something like that. But once you click on that picture, that will navigate to another window and the picture will be enlarged. But in that, you can see there are 35 likes. Okay, understood? Before page, you can see there is only 10 likes, but once you click on that page, you can see 35 likes. Okay, the thing is like, actually the data, actually the likes is 35, but it was recently done some time back. Since I told you, right, it's a distributed environment, so the data will be, it will take some time to get updated. Maybe after half an hour, if you see, even the before page also you will get 35 likes. Okay, so that is called consistency. Consistency is getting missed in Cassandra, but the data will be always available. Even, okay, let us take, if you take Amazon, okay, so once you log into the Amazon, if you get a page like page not found or data not available, you will feel irritated, right? Immediately what you will do, you will go to the another shopping website. So in the sense, all shopping websites, their primary criteria is the data must be available. Even if it is consistent data or inconsistent data, data must be available. That's it. Okay, that's the main criteria of shopping websites. Okay, even you can take, suppose if you take any Amazon, if you can see, there is, you can see like, your, suppose if you want to buy an iPhone, okay, you can see there is a stock is there, but once you click on go to cart, it will be showing it as out of stock. So the sense is, it will take some time, the cluster, because you will, in a cluster you will have n number of nodes, right? So the thing is, from one cluster to another cluster, the data, it will take some time to update it. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, availability will be there and partitions will be there, but consistency will be missed in Cassandra. Okay, Cassandra will be always available. You can't see a Cassandra server goes down. Okay, and even most of the people might have seen Cassandra daily Netflix. It's a 300 node Cassandra cluster. Okay, it's a 300 node Cassandra cluster. Understood, everyone? What is the three differences? Partition, all those things. Understood? Clear? Okay. So just a moment. Okay. So this is what about cap theorem, guys. This cap theorem will be done. Will be there for all the for every server. You will have cap theorem, but only two will be satisfied. Another one will be always missed. Okay. So that's how they will design the cap theorem. Okay. So whereas if you come to the HBase, if you come to the HBase, only consistency and partition will be you can it will be satisfied, and availability will be continuously missed. Okay, in HBase. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, so now now we will come to, now till this we have seen what is meant by cap theorem, what is NoSQL databases. Now we will see what is a HBase. Okay, why we are going for HBase. Okay, so guys, why we are going for HBase means, if you want to achieve the transaction process in Hadoop, simply we can go for HBase. What is meant by transaction process? If you want to write the data immediately, if you want to read the data immediately, HBase is the best option. Okay, it's very highly fast, very fast NoSQL DB. If you want to read the data immediately, the data will get retrieved from your HBase. Okay, clear, understood? If you want to achieve the transaction process in Hadoop, simply you can go for HBase. But as I already told you, your data will be may chance of getting missed. Why? Because of unavailability. Okay, so if your requirement is I don't need that much highly available, then you can go for HBase. Guys, I think most of the TCS based banking projects, they use HBase, guys. Okay, so mostly TCS. If you take TCS, they will ask you whether you know HBase or not. But rest of the companies and all, they won't ask HBase. Why? Because in TCS, most of the projects, they are working on HBase. Okay, even banking projects also, they will keep HBase. Okay, everything they will keep the data in HBase, and they will take the data from HBase. Okay, so that's why HBase plays a very important role. If you choose your path in big data in NoSQL databases, HBase is the key. Okay, so try to learn that. Okay, so that's what I am taking time to explain you. Okay, so that is called HBase. So if you want to have a transaction process, if you want to write the data immediately, then you can choose your HBase. And again, it's very easy. Why? Because it's a schemaless. So that is the, since it is schemaless. So what will happen? The data can be updated easily. The data can be retrieved easily. And one more thing is, n number of columns you can update it, and you can delete it. Okay. And one more thing, it is a columnar based storage. Since it is a columnar based storage, what is the most important thing? Aggregation and compression will be very easy. You can take out compression, guys. There is no need of working on compression. Aggregations is the main concept. Okay, in a fraction of seconds, summation will happen. Okay, in a fraction of seconds, your summation will happen. Okay, but when you take the row based, it, you see, in row based also you will get the output, but it will take some time. Okay, but in big data and all, time is important, right? So because since you are storing huge and huge amounts of data, so time takes a very important role. Okay, so the time taken to retrieve the data must be very small. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, the summation will happen very fast in HBase because of column oriented. Okay, so I already told you HBase, what is the, how the HBase looks like. It's a copy of Google Big Table. Okay, it's a copy of Google Big Table. And one more important thing, joins it won't allow in HBase. Okay, it won't allow in HBase. And here we, and that's what this is got. This is why we are going for HBase. I told you why we are going for HBase. If you want to have a transaction process, random read and write access very fast, then you can go for HBase. It is schema less, aggregations will be very easy. What is HBase? You know, HBase is a it's a, you know already. That's what I told you. Right? HBase is nothing but it's a Google Big Table. And history also I told you. Okay, and what is the difference between RTBMS and HBase? This also you know. In RTBMS, joins are allowed, whereas in HBase, no joins are allowed. In RTBMS, you will have a static schema, whereas in HBase, you will have a dynamic schema. Okay, so this is how. And the most important characteristics, storage hierarchy, guys. This is what the storage hierarchy. Okay, so you have here something called as column families. Okay, so what is a column family? It is nothing but collection of columns. You can see here in this particular place, you can see customer and you can see sales. So customer belongs to one column family, sale is another column family. So under customers you have two columns, name column, city column. Under sales you have two columns, product column, amount column. Understood? You have something called as customer family. Okay, so under customer one family, sales one customer. This is one column family, this is another column family. Under this column family you have two columns, under this column family you have two columns, and you can dynamically create a column family also. Clear? Understood what is meant by column family? The mostly asked interview question, what is meant by column family? Okay, okay, it's a collection of columns. Understood everyone? Okay, this is the only important thing you need to learn in HBase. Okay, and the second thing, table. I think you already know what is meant by a table. So table is nothing but a collection of column families, right? So if you have a how you can define the table, it's a collection of rows and columns. But here you can define the collection of column families. Okay, so what is a row? It's spread across the column families. I told you, right? It is spread across the column families. And what is the row key? Okay, so this is important. Anyway, why I have explained this HBase? Why? Because in the project which we are going to see in the future, right? The data insertion happens through row key. Okay, so row key is nothing but in HBase. Okay, HBase identifies every row in the form of row key. Okay, so HBase runs on row key. Every row key is unique. Okay, so only row key can separate everything. Okay, only row key can separate everything. Okay, and every in HBase everything will be separated in the form of row key. If you want to insert the data from Spark to the HBase, you need to insert through row key. If you want to insert the data from Hive to HBase, you need to do through row key. Row key plays the important role. Okay, so row key will be unique, and through the row key only you will be doing the HBase calculations. Everything will be done through row key. If you want to identify a record, then also you can do using row key. Okay, clear everyone? Okay, so on how you can define the column in a particular HBase, simply what is a column, guys? It's a collection of key value pairs, right? It's a collection of key value pairs. Okay, so these are all the things. Storage hierarchy, so how the data gets stored and how the things get stored in the HBase. Yes, it is column based. Yes, it's a column based. That's what, right? See, the thing is, it is looking like row, but I'm telling like if once it gets stored in the hard disk, right, it will store in the form of column based, column oriented. Okay, understood? For visualization it will be like row, but while storing in the hard disk it will store in the form of column oriented. Row key is nothing but see, every database will identify a data through one particular key. Okay, so if you take RDBMS, it will identify through primary key, right? Primary key is unique. Okay, you cannot duplicate that primary key. Same thing, same thing like that row key. HBase identifies the records in the form of row keys. Okay, Understood? So here, anyway, we will see that once you see the hands-on, right? You will come. Okay. So this is all about Roki. Okay, and characteristics. What is characteristics? Okay, isolation will be done through low level only. Okay, and lexographic sorting. This is the most important question. Okay, so what is lexographic sorting? So lexographic sorting means if you have a data, right? Let us assume. Just assume this is very important, guys. Okay, so what is meant by lexicographic sorting? So if you have a data like this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 19 20 21 22. Okay, so let us take you have 22 records. You just inserted the 22 records into the HBase. So how that insertion happens in HBase means through lexicographic sorting. What is lexicographic sorting? One, first it will insert first record, then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, then after 19 what will come? 20. Okay, after 19 instead of 20, sorry, 2 will come, then again 20. Okay, so you can get 21, 22. Okay, so 22, then again it will come from 3, like that. So like this it will go. Okay, this is called lexicographic sorting. This is called lexicographic sorting. Okay, so this is how the data gets stored in the HBase. Where how the data gets stored in the HBase? In the form of lexicographic sorting. Okay, so and lexicographic sorting only applicable for Roki. Okay, lexicographic sorting is only applicable for Roki. Okay, we can't apply order by or group by in HBase. Okay, there is no question of applying any order by and group by. It is completely different, guys. Whatever you use in SQL, you won't be using here. It's simply if you want to get the data, you need to use get. If you want to put the data, you need to use put. That's it. Okay, and one of the most important property is versioning. Okay, versions. Okay, versions. Okay, what is meant by versions means, let us say I have a table customer. Okay, on a particular customer ID, uh, some on November 1 I have updated salary to 20,000. Again on the same ID, for same ID let us take 2, for ID same ID on November 3. Again, the salary got updated to 25. Again, for same ID, on November 5, it got updated to 30. Now, if you give versions equal to 3, so it will be showing at what time your salary got updated. Last 3 updates it will show you. If you give to last 2 updates, it will show you. Can you get this in SQL, guys? Can you do this in SQL? You can update the data, but you cannot see the previous updated data, right? Now you have updated from 20 to 25,000. After this, you cannot see the before updated data. Okay, so only the updated data will be available in the table. The previous updated data you can't able to see. So that can be done in NoSQL databases using a thing called versioning. Okay, I will show you what is meant by versioning and all. I will show you. Okay, I will be showing you. Clear, everyone? Understood what is meant by versions? Okay, so updates, when at what point of time you did the update, everything can be done and everything can be retrieved in the HBase through a particular thing called timestamp. For every column you will have something called as timestamp. Okay, so based on the timestamp you can able to retrieve the data. Clear? Understood, everyone? Okay, so guys, getting it, or you're facing any confusion? I hope that is clear, right? It's very easy, but I didn't mention any hands-on session. So once we go for the hands-on, then you will come to know. Okay. So this is what about versioning. Okay. So, and what is the second thing is nothing but I think other properties and all you are very well know. Versioning, I just now I told you. So isolation will be done in row level. Lexicographic sorting, I told you what is meant by lexicographic sorting. Versioning, last three, depending upon the number which you give, that particular updates you can able to see. Sharding is nothing but auto partitioning. Okay, all these things, and these are all the common properties. Okay, so if you go to the architecture of HBase, okay, it's similar, guys. Simple. Don't no need to go through the HBase architecture because there is nowhere you will be using this. The thing is, you can this, on the top of HDFS you will have HBase. Okay, data nodes, you will have region servers. The data will be stored in the form of regions, and you will have in the form of name node. Here you will be having a HMaster. Okay, 1 minute. Sorry. Okay. Uh, So HDFS will be there. On top of HDFS, you will have region servers. So region servers are similarly to the data nodes, means your data will be stored in the form of region servers and HMaster. HMaster is nothing similar to the name node. It will decide which data will go to which region. Okay, whether it will go to region 1 or region 2 or region 3. Okay, so there will be no second H master. So if one H master is down, okay, that's it, everything will be down. So who will be telling to the entire cluster, like name node, like why whether H master is down or not? Zookeeper. Zookeeper will be continuously monitoring the H master through a service called Phoenix. Okay, so Phoenix is the one which sends the request to HBase. Okay, so which sends the request to HBase. Okay, so in the sense, Phoenix will be keep on sending the request to HBases. So once even HMaster will be sending the request back, means like in the sense like heartbeats to the something called as Phoenix. Okay, and that Phoenix will be corresponding to, it will be telling to the HQ keeper. So in case if HMaster is down, no service will be go to Phoenix, then immediately Zookeeper will come to know HMaster is down. Okay, so once the HMaster is down, your data will be always unavailable. Okay, so this is just simple, guys, and what you say, like how the data gets distributed. Okay, so how many regions are there, how many replications are there, partitions, how we do the partitions, everything will be available in a file called .h file. Okay, so on the .h file only you will be seeing all these things. Okay, so this and all not that much important. Okay, but just I kept this, just you want to know, I told you, right, H master, so there will be only one H master, and you will be having the regional servers. H master will be almost similar to the name node, and this region servers is almost similar to the data nodes. Okay, and the Phoenix is nothing but it will be sending the service to the, okay, H masters. Okay, so whenever the data gets stored, the even the request will go to the Phoenix also. Okay, so this is how. So who will be monitoring the Headmaster services? Zookeeper through Phoenix. Okay, so these are all the things, guys, which is the architectural view. Okay, and what are all the things which we discussed? These are all the important things which is required for learning the HBase. These are all the theoretical concepts which is involved. Okay, so now I will show you how to create the HBase tables, all those things. Okay, guys, clear everyone till this? Do you have any doubts? Okay, so you can even update the data in HBase, but as I told you, right, update will happen, but it will take some time. Why it will take some time? What and what? This is nothing but a file system, right? So that's the reason it will take some time. Okay, clear everyone? Anyone have any questions? Sorry, let me know, or else can I start hands-on session, or do you have any doubts? So hands-on session, just if you go to, okay, I will be starting the hands-on session. Okay, so just go to the CloudX lab and just you can go to HBase. Okay. Just give HBase shell. That's it. Okay. Just a moment. So just if you want to go to the shell, just give HBase shell. Okay, just use HBase shell. Okay, enter. Okay, so the your session will be entered into the HBase. HBase prompt will be there. Okay, so this is how the HBase prompt. So if you want to create a table, simple guys, just create, just give patient. Okay, 203. Okay, this is the table name. Okay, and I told you I am creating a column families. I am creating two column families. What are all the two column families? Personal is one column family. Okay, and another column family is medical. Okay, one is personal, another one is medical. So this is not, what is that? Okay, just a moment. Okay. This is one column family. Yeah. Okay. So the table is created. The table created. The name of the table is patient 205. Okay. So and I have two column families. One column family is nothing but personal. Another column family is medical. But I didn't mention any columns. Okay. So while putting the data, I can mention the columns. How I can do? Just see this. Put. Okay. So patient 205. Okay, just give patent 205. So now I am giving the row key. What is the row key? 001. That must be unique, right? Okay, so then I am giving the column family name personal. Okay, and in this I am giving the column name. Okay, so under column family personal you have a column name called p name. Okay, so we have another record. I am inserting one more record, Ramesh. Let us take Ramesh one or something. Okay, so now what I am doing, I am taking the table patient 205. Okay, and I'm inserting a data with the row key 001. Okay, now in this patient 205 I have two column families. In this personal column family I am creating a column p name and I'm inserting Ramesh. This is called as dynamic schema. Dynamically I'm giving the column name and I'm inserting the value. Just give enter. Okay, so once you enter the data, okay, so how you can do it? Just give scan patient 205. You can see here, you can see the data. So row id is 001. Okay, column, what is the column family? Personal. And what is the column name? P name. And what is the value? Ramesh. And when it got updated? 1605. You can see here, this is the time it got updated. Understood everyone? Clear? Okay, so even you can place the data. Just a moment, I have some data. Can place some data. Just a moment. Okay, just a moment, I have some data. Okay. 205. Just to give this. Okay, so this is how you can insert the data. Okay, what is the timestamp use means? In order to know at what particular point of time we have did the update, timestamp will comes into the picture. I will tell you, sir. I will tell you the use of version. Timestamp will be there by default, but why it is useful means I will tell you in the versions. When I explain you version, I will be telling you. Okay, so this is the second record I have inserted. Just to give. So two records has been inserted. Okay, so I am going to enter. So just a moment. Okay, so this image. Okay. So So everything has been replaced. So just we will add it. Okay, just give it and just give scan. Okay, you can see these are all the data got updated. You can see the lexicographic sorting, everyone, how the data has been inserted here. Okay, so you can see here 00 followed by ones followed by twos. This is what is called as lexicographic sorting. If you take the records, okay, so you can see this is nothing but 102 for row key 102. You have a column family medical. In that medical, you have a column name called history, and you have a value like this. Okay, now see how the now you understood everyone what is meant by column family and how what is meant by row key, what is meant by lexicographic sorting. Understood everyone? Okay, now see how the versions comes into picture. Okay, how to do the version. So just give alter. Okay, just give alter. Okay, just to see it. Okay, patient 205. Any question? Row key, this is what the row key. Row key. Okay, so row key is nothing but it's the key which is used to run entire HBase. Means in HBase the data gets identified through a value called row key. Okay, once you give once you want, suppose if you want to get the record of this particular Alex, you need to give row key. So based on the row key only, HBase will identify its values. That is called row key. Okay, so since the importance means I already told you HBase will have millions and millions of data. In that millions and millions of data, how you can identify a record, right? You need to identify a record based on a particular key. So that key is called as a row key. Okay, so since you have millions and millions of data, yeah, it's similar to primary key in RDBMS. Yeah, that's what I told you in the before. It's similarly to the primary key in RDBMS. Exactly. So primary key is nothing but it is used to identify. So that's what I told you, Bhaskar. So HBase is unavailable, but I told you, right? It's a banking's requirement. So they are thinking like, see, we will place the data, okay, but we don't want the data available at every point of time, okay. So that is our requirement. Our requirement is we have a huge amount of data. We need to place it in a place where you will have huge amount of data, but my requirement is whenever I want to read the data and whenever I want to write the data, I must get the data very quickly, and I want to do aggregations very fast, and I want to have a consistent data in that particular point of time. You can go for HBase. Okay, that's why that's their wish. Okay, that's what I'm telling, right? Most the only TCS based banks like West, there are some banks. Okay, so those banks will use only HBase. Why? Because they have huge amounts of data. In order to store that huge amounts of data, they are choosing HBase because HBase will have many advantages like faster retrieval, faster reading, and good faster writing. At the same time, able to hold huge volumes of data. It can handle JSON files, XML files, means semi-structured, structured, unstructured. Okay, but the only problem is if Xmaster goes down, your data will be unavailable. Okay, that is the only disadvantage. But the bank is okay with that disadvantage, so that's the reason they can go for it. But if you take my previous bank, which I worked for Bank of England, they use Cassandra. They don't want HBase. Why? Because their requirement is every time my data must be available. Understood? Clear? Okay, that depends, Bhaskar. Every banking will have their particular requirements. So if your database, NoSQL database, is choosing their requirement, then they can go for it. That depends. It's, okay. It's not like since it is unavailable, no bank must use it. That's bank's wish. What banks will think? Okay, no problem. Only that will happen very rarely, right? We can go for HBase. Okay, so that's the thing. But if you go for Cassandra, what will happen? Cassandra means the data will be available, but consistency will be missing. But if you go for HBase, the data will be consistent, but availability will be missing. So that depends with banking. So whether they will go for this or go for that, they will take it all. Okay, understood. So understood, right? So I will be explaining you what is meant by versioning. Okay, so that plays an important role. Okay, name. So just this is how you need to give it. Okay, just to give medical. So for medical, I am doing the versioning. Okay, just give the medical. Just give 3. Okay, just give 3 for medical column family. I'm giving the version 3. Okay, so now you see, you can see update all regions with the new schema. One out of one region got updated. Okay, now see, just take a value which is having column 1 or 2. Okay, so try to change the value. Okay, how to change the value? Put patient 205. Okay, and what is the row key? 1 or 2, right? 1 or 2. And medical history. Okay, so what is the value? This is just make it as cold. Okay, just give this. Okay, and try to change the same thing again. Okay, try to change the same thing again. Okay, just make it to fever. Okay, again change it. Okay, flu. Okay, now give scan. Okay, now give scan patient. Then see last value. Okay, just a moment. Okay, I missed this version. So just give patient 205. Just give open bracket. Just give writing versions. I missed versions. Okay. Just try this. I think I can see. You can see here, guys. First I gave cold, then I gave fever, then I gave flu. Okay. So all my last 3 updates it is showing. Okay, what I did before, I have taken a particular value. I taken a row key 1 or 2, and for medical column family and for medical and for history column name, I am updating the value to cold. First I have made it to cold, then I have made it to fever, then I have made it to flu. So the thing is, you can see the last 3 updates it is showing. Okay, if I give 4, it will show the last 4 updates. So what is the use of this means? Since you are, it's a very huge database, right? So the thing is, every day updates will be keep on happening on a particular record. Okay, but if you want to know when this record got updated, then HBase will place a major role. Okay, so HBase, you can easily identify at what point of time your record got updated. Yes, it's a time variant. Exactly. It's a time variant. Why? Because I told you, right? Because if you take banking sector, every day a particular customer's records is keep on updating. Maybe his account, what is the account number? Account number will be static, but balance will be keep on updating, right? So the thing is, they will maintain a particular versions. So if they want to see at what point of time the customer has changed his account balances, then they can get the particular records. Last 3 updates. Okay, they can get it. If you even ask, if you tell like if you lost your maybe your debit card or something, if you call to the banking, they will be asking you, tell me your last 3 update transactions. Okay, why they will be doing the last 3 transactions means they will check the versions 3. So last 3 transactions, and once you treat the last 3 transactions, then they will come to know, okay, this is the person who is holding the card, and they will block you the card. Okay, that's the reason they will be telling the last 3 transactions. You can see the last 3 updates. Okay, so that can be done with the help of HBase. Clear, everyone? Understood? Or any doubts? Okay, so this is how. Okay, this is how you can able to even statement will have, yeah, even bank statements also at what point of time you did the what, that and all will comes under this. Okay, banking, every banking is using this mostly. I think mostly in TCS I see most of the banks are using this particular HBase. Okay, so some of my friends projects they are using HBase only. Okay, so this is what about how to put the data in HBase, and how to, if you want to get the data, how to get the data? Simple, get patient uh, 205. Okay, just give the ID. Okay, just give 1 or 2. Okay, you can see. you got the data for 1 or 2. It is simply like select star from, okay. It's how it is. If you want to select star, just give it, okay. If you want to see what are all the tables available, okay, just a moment. If you want to see what are all the tables available, just give list. Okay, you can see how many tables are available here. Lot of tables, okay. So this is how the number of, because there are many people who are creating your tables, right? So this is how you can see the number of tables, okay. Even you can disable a table also, okay. Even you can disable the table, just give disable, okay. Just give any table name. Maybe I might have created patient 201, I guess, sometime back, okay. Try to tell this, just to give disable patient, yeah, okay. Now see, scan patient 201, you can see here, because it is not there, okay. So it is not there, okay. You can see, just gave the table, because the table is already, it's disabled. You can get like that, okay. So even just give uh, disable patient 201, okay. Just give like this, okay. Just give and just give scan patient 201. You can see this is also got disabled, simply like that, okay. You can able to disable your tables, okay. So in the sense, why they will disable the tables means, because even sometimes admins will disable some point of table, so only some people can able to access the table, not all the table, not all the people, okay. So how you can enable the table then? Once after disabling, you can able to enable the table also, right? Just give enable patient 202, okay. Just give patient 202. So try to give scan patient 202, okay. You can see your table has enabled, okay. Before I have disabled the table, now I have enabled the table, okay. So why we are doing this? Simply nothing but whether our table means, if you want some particular point of tables will be the transaction tables in banking. So suppose they want that particular table to be accessible only by some people, so in that case what they will do, for the rest of the people they will disable it, okay. If you want to know whether your table is enabled or not, just give enable and just give the table name, okay. Just give patient 201, okay. We can see false, okay. Mean in the sense, yes, the table is not enabled, okay. So just give is enabled, just give patient 205, okay. Is this enabled or not? Yes, it is enabled. Why? Because this is true, okay. Understood everyone how we are doing the tables, okay. And even you can, if you want to describe the particular table, right, samely how you will be doing in Hive, just give describe table name, okay. Patient 205, you can see name, all those things, row, how many versions, all those things, everything will be coming here, okay. So this is how you can describe the tables, okay. Whether how many column families are there, everything you can able to do, okay. So even you can alter the table name, just try it guys. I have given only version 3. You can alter the table name with version 5 also, okay. So last 5 updates you can able to see it, okay. Last 5 updates you can able to see it. Clear everyone? Understood? Okay, so these are all the things, how to get, how to, even you can drop the table, okay. Even you can drop the table. How you can drop the table? Simply you can give drop uh, patient 202, just give drop, okay. So your table will be dropped, okay. Okay, sorry, it is disabled first, so enable patient 202. So since it is okay, disabled, it is not dropped. Now drop this table, okay. Patient 202, table must be first disabled. Okay, 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 okay. I got it. Okay, so maybe they are asking us to disable the table. Disable patient do not do. Okay. So once after disable, you can drop the table. Okay. So this is how you can do it, guys. So you can see here. your patient is, your patient 202 is dropped. Okay, so just give patient 202, nothing is there. Okay, so your table has dropped. Okay, so how to get the data? Just give get. Okay, how to read the data? Just give scan. How to update the data? Just give put. That's it. It's very simple, guys. When compared to the like traditional RDBMS, it is very simple. Okay, very simple to read the data, very simple to update the data, very simple to delete the data also you can do it. Okay, so you can just go, you can just check it. Okay, so how to do it, all those things and all you can check it. And this is not, but mostly we won't doing any, the only thing is we will keep the data in HBase and we will just scan it. Okay, mostly we won't be doing any updates or deletes onto the HBase. Okay, so this is all about HBase, guys. Okay, so how to keep the data? So here what are all the things you need to remember is, if you want to keep the data into the HBase, row key plays the important role. Okay, row key is the important thing. So through the row key only you can be able to do all your updates and deletes. Okay, understood everyone? Clear today? The session is clear to everyone. So how the things are going on, how the database, how, what is meant by NoSQL database, what are all the properties of NoSQL database, and why HBase is using, and what are all the important reasons why we are going for HBase properties. Okay, all this, even all this I have placed it in the drive. Okay, you can take the help of it. Okay, any questions, anyone? So this is almost, it's a kind of HBase. So Cassandra also looks similar, guys, but the only difference is I told you, right? It will be highly available. Okay, and as the number of nodes keeps on increasing, Cassandra's performance will be very good. Okay, so that's the reason Cassandra will be mostly used for very big node clusters. Okay, maybe 100 node, 200 node. In that cases, they will be using the Cassandra. Okay. Okay, in that case we will be using the Cassandra. Okay, so and other than this HBase and all, we will be mostly some people will be using on you will be using MongoDB. Okay, that is, it will comes under full document search, but that's that, because mainly mostly in big data I never seen people using on this. Bhaskar, actually here the right GUI is not working. Okay, the thing is like, you can see here, if you keep before, there is a GUI called D dot Cloudx Lab for Q, but it's not working. Okay, I'm not sure why it is not working. I will do one thing. So tomorrow I will show you in Cloudera. Okay, how to see it in Cloudera. There is something called as you can directly show it, because if I open this, right, my system, because I need to see whether the Cloudera is opened or not, because Cloudera is active or not, because a long time back I used Cloudera in my system. I always use only Cloudx Lab. Okay, so anyway I will do it and I will show it to you. Okay, how to see the hue in your Cloudera. Okay, clear? Or else I will check whether the CloudX team has moved the server to some other website also. I will check it and tell you. Okay, I will see it. Server assignment, rather than using Scoop, can we put MySQL table directly into a directory? How you can do it? No, you cannot do it. You cannot do that. And without using Scoop, you cannot move the data from RDBMS to HDFS, right? RDBMS is a relational database, whereas HDFS is nothing but a file system. From database to file system, you cannot move it directly through put. Okay, you need to use a tool, ingestion tool. Okay, only ingestion tool. Okay, you can use the ingestion tool to do that, and ingestion tool will help you to do that. That's the reason on the day I explained you about Scoop, right? So Scoop will do the needful. Okay, Anuj, clear, right? Is there any doubts, anyone? Yeah, you can do that, Bhaskar. Just try to get in touch with the CloudX team. They can do it for you. Okay, if they want, they can do it for you. If you just ask them whether they can give you the cluster, whether they can give, you can use even Google Cloud Platform. Okay, there you can get 3 node cluster. Okay, even you can ask with the CloudX team whether they can able to increase the cluster requirement based on your need. Okay, so just check with them. You will have CloudX discussions going on. So just check with them. Okay, so if they are good now, then you can contact with them and you can proceed as per their requirements. Okay, clear? Just a moment. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so this is what guys about HBase. Okay, so I hope you were clear with the today's concept. Okay, so tomorrow I will be explaining you the concept which will have a kind of use case which we will use in the real time. We will get the data from HDFS. We will process in Spark and we will keep the data in a Hive. Automatically, once the data kept in the Hive, right, the data will be inserted in the HBase. That we will see it tomorrow. Okay, so that's what about HBase today. So if you have any queries, let me know. Else we can wind up the session and tomorrow we will meet at the same time. Okay, and try to do the assignment, guys. That will be helpful for you to learn the what is meant by big data and how the big data helps. Okay. Okay. So okay then. Take care. Hope we will see tomorrow. We will meet and we will start our project work. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the time. Thanks for the patience and okay. Thanks for everything. Good night.